All right, hey you guys, welcome back to Casual Corner Chat. I'm Luke,
I'm Jenny.
I'm Sam.
I'm Vu.
and today we have our guest.
Hi, I'm Julian. I'm Jenny's boyfriend.
Nice. All right, and today's topic, you guys, is green flags and red flags. All right. So first things first, you guys. I want to ask you guys, what are your green flags and red flags when it comes to, let's say, dating first, and then we'll go into relationships after. You guys cool with that?
Yep.
All right,
So
Vu, you
I
can
kind
go
of just put them all in one. Sorry.
So green flags first.
green flag. We'll go a round of green flags, and then we'll go a round of red flags. Red flags better to last. Vu, for dating, what do you look out for green flags?
If they're nice to waiters.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, mannerisms is so important, especially like to people
Excuse
who
me.
are
Excuse
not
me. This is mine.
strangers.
This is mine.
You're
Excuse
strangers.
me.
I want to go
Excuse
off
me.
this. I wrote
There you
this
go.
down.
No, being nice to everyone and people who you perceive as having to wait on you or like do things for you, like in servitude positions. That you're just nice and polite with them says a lot about your character, I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You took mine. No, can
I
someone?
can go. I can
Yeah,
go.
you can
I
go.
think admitting when they're wrong. I think it's a big thing.
When you're dating or in a see when you say dating and relationship, I'm like, is it not the same?
Oh wait, sorry. Yeah. Is it not the
No,
same
I
thing?
feel like dating is like, let's say the first introductory steps, like you're just getting to know them.
Okay.
And then relationship, obviously, it's more commitment wise.
Okay.
And there are things that come along with it, right?
I think mine applies to both stages.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
appreciate if someone admits that they're wrong,
Yeah.
Yeah.
regardless of
Yeah.
whatever stage we're in. Yeah.
Yeah, like your green flag for like being nice to waiters, you wouldn't consider that when you're in a relationship. You would
I mean-
know beforehand.
Yeah, like
But
I
it
wouldn't
applies
be
to
with
both.
someone
Yeah.
if they weren't
Correct.
Are you
nice to
saying
waiters.
that these are
Correct.
considerations that we should take
into relationships.
like progress the next stage from dating to relationship?
Yeah. Like these are green flags you need to worry or look at. Or green flags and red flags that you need to look before becoming a couple, right?
Yeah, their signal go to
Yeah.
Well, mine still stands. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I guess a green flag for me would be like being adaptable. So being able to be flexible with things that you want, things that they want. So I don't see like a relationship will work if that's not going to be the case. So that would be
Damn.
it's a green
Yeah,
flag
that's
to
true.
be adaptable.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys have very deep answers. My one was like, you have to be able to drive. Like if you don't, if you can't,
No, I have a similar one. But you go first.
No,
Late
for real though.
20s.
For real though.
like if-
Requirements.
At that point, if you like require me to drive everywhere and everything, I'm like,
No passenger princess.
yeah, no, thanks. Like, I want to be a passenger princess sometimes.
I know, this is
bro.
true. Very
Exactly.
true. I agree with
Pampered.
that.
Right, okay, it's
Yeah.
to be fair, my car is dead at the moment, but like I mean, like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like someone that's got to drive and can get somewhere. Public
Yeah.
transport, that's fine, but like if you honestly can't drive and you live in the middle of whoop, that's a problem.
Yeah, no, I agree
Yeah.
with that.
Oh, we're talking about green flags. Dang, we're talking about red flags. Okay. All right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
drive.
Oh,
Drive
but
is
yeah,
a green
it's a green
flag.
flag. You can drive. I guess
Yeah.
it's a green flag. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be able to drive. Back to View. Another one, please.
Oh, no, wait.
Oh, sorry, Sam. Sorry. You piggybacked off his. That's why.
No, yeah, no. I was going to say hygiene. Like, hygiene's really important to me.
Okay, yeah.
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 Like, I don't know. There are people who I just see, like,
Is that
you know,
not a given? Sorry.
no. I would think so, but there are some people who do things quite differently in
fair enough,
public.
fair enough, yeah.
So,
You can be surprised.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say hygiene.
Is that a green flag or a red flag? How like what's the threshold
Oh.
for green?
Good question.
Oh, that is a good question.
I feel like if in the sense of girls,
Good
if they put perfume on just like once in a while, just like nice, like that's a green flag.
Yeah.
Because they're willing to be
Or like
flexible
deodorant.
and like happy to
Deodorant's kind of
You're
like,
actually different.
What?
wait, who are you saying? Are you saying to him or
Is that a
saying to
separate
me?
green flag or is that like an indication of cleanliness? Is perfume once in a while?
Oh no, it's just like you're trying to
Just
it's
presentable.
Like, yeah, presentable. Like presentation, you're happy to present yourself more.
I think it's a representation of effort as well.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Right. So back to your point. Yeah. Hygiene.
Yeah, I was just saying hygiene. Like, I don't know. There's just different levels of hygiene out there. That, yeah, I would say. But yeah,
Alright.
I honestly am blanking right now. So let's move on.
All right.
So
Okay.
what about like washing your hands after the toilet?
Oh, that's so important.
Yeah,
I've like heard from like coworkers that a guy didn't wash their hands,
Yeah.
and I was just like, that's disgusting.
Yeah, that would give me the ick.
I've
I'm
also
sorry.
seen girls who go into the bathroom and then come out and don't wash their hands. Like I don't hear the sink running at all, and I'm like, that's not okay.
I worked in hospo and I've seen chefs that cook
No,
meals
don't say
go to the bathroom
that.
and never wash their hands.
That's
And
terrible.
I'm like, okay, not eating at your restaurant anymore. I just order fast food from now on. But yeah.
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 So
Nice.
yeah.
Vu, without explaining your red flags, name 3 of them. Off the top of your head, 3 red flags for someone when you're dating someone.
If you talk mad about your friends, if you have, 3's hard, man. Next
right.
person. Next person.
Okay.
Thank you. Next.
Like jealousy or controlling behavior.
Yeah, I agree. Not respecting boundaries.
Yes,
Very good one.
100%.
Yeah.
You're cheating. No.
For those who are like watching us or are listening to us, Julian's on his phone.
Yeah, I have the red flags.
Well, cheating
on
is
the
a red
notes,
flag.
nah.
Cheating's a red flag.
More than a red.
More than a flag, but yes.
Yeah, Julian?
I think overreacting to things.
That's what you do all the time.
Ooh.
I do
spicy.
it. I
Spicy.
do
That's also
it in a
subjective.
humorous way.
All right.
It's just an explanatory note. Just like when he tries to catch something, he like screams really loudly or something like that. Just like a physical overreaction, in my opinion.
All right. Interesting. I'll shoot my 3 red flags of dating someone. It would be 1, if they nitpick on everything you do, like if they tell you to do a certain way, it's a red flag. 2 would be if you're in the talking stages and they always wonder what you're doing and checking up where you are, like constant whereabouts. That's just a red flag. That just shows possessive behavior.
Yeah.
3rd one is I realized this recently, but if they make you about their world, I guess that goes along with possessiveness. But if they already make you their world already, it shows something's wrong with their social life. It's just a red flag.
Yeah. Okay. So where is the line between like with your second point? Where is the line between just curious and like going overboard?
It'll be like after an hour, it'll be like, hey, what you doing? Where are you at? And another hour later, hey, what's going on? How you feeling? Da-da-da.
Or like, why are you
just-
not texting me? Or
Yeah, like if it's constant need of attention, I feel like it's a red flag.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
I would say that's a red flag. But I think you'd probably like everyone communicates differently. Like some people don't call, or some people don't like text all the time, or not always on their phone, or not like on socials or stuff like that, right? So I think you just need to communicate like how you are in terms of like responding, so that the other partner, like you give clarity to the other person. Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, I agree. But another red flag would be
Oh my gosh.
when effort isn't reciprocated as well. When you're like the effort that you're putting into them is not being shown back towards you.
That's such a turn off.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, they're just kind of
that's-
like one sentence or one word answers or that type of stuff.
Like very one-sided. Yeah.
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 Ain't got time for that.
No, very true. That goes into like just friendships as well.
Yeah, how to friend zone someone. Watch our first episode, you guys.
One of the episodes. Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. A question for you guys. The next question for you guys is: do you think red flags are non-negotiable?
Well, I don't. It depends on how you define it, right? I feel like it started off as a thing where it's like, this is a red flag. You should be aware of this thing because it's a showing sign of something deeper. And then it sort of morphed into like, oh, this is like, it could be anything bad or like / a deal breaker. So I don't know. I guess it's definition based, and yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's non-negotiable. I feel like everyone has different standards of like the tolerance, I guess, of like different red flags. Like I think there's clear, definite like red flags in a relationship or in dating, but when it comes to like, I can't think of something at this point, but I think there's just different levels and different standards that some people can tolerate.
Is
that some
cheating
people
a
will-
red flag? Non-negotiable?
Yes, that is one. Yes. But, you know, some people say that and then, you know, that person cheats on them and then they still continue to be in that relationship with that person. And yes, they might continue still being in that relationship or they may end the relationship. But, you know, like it sometimes gets blurred and that's normal as well.
I think a red flag is like just in terms of defining it, it's more just a indicator of potential future bad behavior, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cheating within itself, I wouldn't say is a red flag, but if you have a previous history of cheating, then that is a red flag. Like that's an indicator that that person may in the future cheat on you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it also is a case by case thing. I think like, yeah, that sounds bad, but that doesn't mean that person doesn't deserve another shot at being in a relationship. Maybe they've changed. Maybe that is a one moment of weakness type thing. And, you know, in the future, they won't do that again. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's just an indication that
Yeah.
behavior has been a thing for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do think some red flags are fixable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can, if your partner is willing to listen, you tell them.
Wait, in a
what's an
I
issue.
can fix him type of way?
No,
or
sorry. Like they can, the person themselves can change to be better for their partner.
Yeah.
That kind
Yes.
of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So okay, interesting. So following up, or kind of following up, but with social media, like you guys have seen the constant TikTok videos, Instagram reels, Facebook reels, and whatnot of all those red flags, green flags on like dating this, dating that. What do you guys think? It's like
Is that beige flags as well?
it's beige flags. I thought it was yellow flags.
I thought it was yellow.
I thought it was yellow.
It's beige.
Yeah.
It's beige.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
beige now?
Beige flags,
Okay.
yeah.
There you go. It's evolved to a point where we've got another color. All right. Next thing you know, we got purple. Who knows? All right.
goodness.
But like the idea is like, why do you think everyone's so fixated on these flags?
It's just a way to categorize what to stay away from, I guess.
I think it's quite relatable as well. Like I think like most people have been in a relationship or, you know, gone through the dating phase. So it's something that, you know, hooks people in because like they know about it and they can, you know, you can discuss about it. Like it's just
Yeah, I feel like with the social media aspect, the more interesting it can be, like that first indicator, if it's very far away and like you can draw a conclusion from it, it's very interesting for the viewer, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like telling a story in like one line sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Right, right. There's an actual book that I was reading called Red Flags and Green Flags. We'll get more into it later. But it gives us, it'll tell
Was it
you
by
literally-
Dr. Seuss?
Sorry?
Was it by Dr. Seuss?
I wish, man. I wish. I miss the guy. But anyways, like it actually tells you the whole psychology about all these flags and whatnot. If we have time, we'll go through it. We'll see. But the next point I wanted to make is what was the term that we used earlier about wearing glasses? Wearing red
Rose tinted
Rose
glasses.
tinted glasses.
rose tinted glasses. So out of all those red flags, green flags, or mostly red flags that we talked about. Oh, wait, should we guys go with your red flags?
No, we hadn't
Just
yet.
being the opposite of the green flags.
No, true.
Really.
Fair enough. But are there any of those red flags that you think, or well-known red flags that you think are like, that's something that I can deal with, get over with, not an actual red flag. It could be yellow flag, even a slight green flag.
I think that, yeah, I don't really want to say, oh, it depends, but like you have to figure out whether the person is, that's a character trait of theirs and that's something that they don't think is a problem and something that they're going to continue doing, or whether they've done it, they've regretted it, they've gone through, self-reflected, don't want to do it again. So that's an assessment that I guess you have to make yourself, looking at somebody else. Can I trust you? But yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, was the question like, what is a yellow flag? Like, what is something that I can deal with in a relationship?
Yeah.
that
What
might be a yellow flag?
what you think? What people think is a red flag, but you reckon it might be a yellow flag to you, or a beige flag? What is it? Beige flag?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
a beige flag now?
I honestly, like, when I was like researching like red flags, I agreed with a lot of them. And so I don't think I would be that.
So saying that, you said you agree with a lot of them, but not all of them. Which ones you didn't agree on?
Oh, I'm just trying to think.
Shall I come back to you, Vu? Take
I'm
over.
just trying to think.
I am someone that was a bit of a walking red flag back in the day when I was doing the dating thing. So I don't think anyone is beyond redemption. You can display a lot of like, messed up stuff and do stupid stuff when you were younger. I think now, though, more as you head towards your, as I head towards my 30s and as people get older, I think if you're repeating certain cycles of behavior or you're partaking in behavior that is not great, I think that is more likely to stick. When you were just in your early teens or like early 20s, late teens, early 20s, then you're just doing dumb stuff. Everyone has done stupid stuff here. And you're just kind of finding yourself, you're just being an awful person, but you didn't realize it. But now, as we're getting older and we realize who we are a little bit more, I think just like people are more aware at the bad things that they're doing.
Yeah.
And so
It's a bit more clear, yeah.
The red flags, I guess, at this age tend to stand out more because it is indicative of behavior that might stick. It's harder to change who you are at this age, I think.
I see.
That's a good point.
So,
Yeah.
like, I'm caught in the middle, basically, because I did make that flip and became not as bad of a person.
That was a red flag.
But then I think after a certain age as well, like, that's no longer acceptable, as a thing.
Interesting. So, to summarize, as we grow older, red flags red flags don't stay red and all that.
Well, I think it's more like it's harder. I think what he said. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, the red
flags
flags stay redder.
Yeah, I
Stay
think.
redder?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I
Oh,
think it's
stay
harder
redder.
to change those.
Yeah, like if you're in your 40s and like still, I don't know.
It's weird. I was thinking of complete opposite, to be honest. I was thinking it's like, yes, as we're younger, we see red and green flags clearer. And then as we mature, we're like, yeah, it's less a bit big of a deal. We're happy to cope with it and becomes more beige.
No, I think it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Really?
I think when you're younger, you're like you don't care so much about the red and green flags. Like they're not as clear. It's a bit more blurred. It's a blurred pool. And then when you get older, you can define what is a red flag and a green flag a lot more clearly because you know what you want in a partner. You know what is bad behavior or what you don't want in a partner.
Yeah.
And because you've obviously also experienced a lot more, relationships and stuff like that as you get older.
Yeah, like if, like Jenny's example, where if your partner is jealous, like that's a red flag.
Yeah.
As a younger person, that's something that I could deal with, but now it's like for that
Yeah, it's
because that
uncomfortable.
behavior is like more
Yeah.
entrenched now
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're older.
Do you two agree with them?
Yeah, I agree because as you mature, then you and as you've been through more relationships, you realize like what you want, what you don't want.
Yeah.
And then from there you can be like, yeah, don't have time for this anymore. Right?
I definitely agree.
Yeah, I agree, but I think that also being dismissive and being like categorizing as a full no, a full yes is you can definitely work on things and you should leave the space for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, that's fair. I don't think we're saying that it's not like it's not something that they can work on. I think it's more that it's just clearer to us what that red flag is. Yeah. Like for
Yeah.
example, like we know what jealousy is now or what controlling behavior is now.
Yeah.
As we like have evolved and gotten older and, you know, become wiser.
Yeah,
I would say.
I guess
Yeah.
I think the reason I say that is because I think a lot of older people I talk to outside of the relationship red
Yeah.
flag, green flag thing, they can like get quite crystallized in their own ways, as you
Yeah.
were saying, Vu. And it's just like it's very difficult to get a point across when they just dismiss it straight up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I started to see your point. You're slowly convincing me. Okay. Right.
That makes sense.
Anything to add on? Yeah. So let's play a mini game. So there's 5 of us. Let's go around room. Let's do green flag, red flag.
Oh, wait,
Come on,
so
you
do you have examples? Is that what the game is? What is?
Oh, we name a green flag, red flag out of each of us.
Oh my gosh, we
out
just
of
did
each
that.
of
us.
Each of us.
Like your own one.
Yeah.
Right.
So it'll be like this turn. We'll all say a green flag about Vu.
Oh,
What? No. Hey.
I'm actually what?
Wait,
I don't know about this.
What about just a round of green flags? We won't do red flags.
yeah.
No. Be real. Okay. You know what? Fine. Like,
I want to
We-
know a red flag
okay.
too.
I think just one person needs to call out because we both all know each other at different extents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, but I feel like that's you get a more holistic picture if like there's 4
Yeah.
people telling you
Yeah.
what's up with you.
That's true.
And we're in the different
What if I just
levels
don't
of.
have a red flag for any?
Then
I
you
definitely,
cannot
I
say
definitely
anything.
don't know Sam enough to
Correct.
name
That's
a
fair.
red flag for her.
That's fair.
Interesting.
I don't get
true.
any red flags.
I'm
happy with that.
I've known you for longer.
I
so-
know. I can't get one from you. That's
Alright,
fine.
if it's a plain skip, then we'll skip. All right. Obviously,
Yeah.
again, we don't know the level of degrees. But it'll be interesting just to say or no regardless. For the views, you guys. For the listeners. All right. So,
Scandal, bro.
who wants to volunteer themselves to be picked? As in being the target of our green flag, red flag.
Oh wait, not everyone has to do it.
No, everyone has. As in, like, everyone will have to do it.
I just whoever goes first.
Yeah.
I'll go first. As
All
in
right.
Target, yeah.
Okay.
Vu, we'll go with green flags first. Vu, you're up.
What?
You're on one end. You gotta start.
I'm listening. It's different from thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I gotta think. Give me a sec. Sam.
I don't know. I don't know what to say because
For me,
No,
Yeah.
go on. Yep. Sorry. Yeah, you are a mad independent person, and like I highly respect that out of you.
nice.
Red or green?
Bright green. bright green.
Oh, that's a good one. No, I don't know.
For me, it's your determination. You have like a strong sense of determination. If you want to do something, you would do it.
Yes.
I
That
like
is
That's the same thing as
it.
a lot of
That's
yours.
true.
Compliments that.
Today, I think we were talking about Jenny is a doer, and you are also a doer, Luke. Yeah.
Oh, I like this.
Yes. I guess that's yeah.
I would say,
Coming from a boyfriend.
yeah.
Juicy.
I would say there's so many things to say,
Oh.
but I think that I haven't seen any. I would say that you are kind and you don't want anything back. Like you
she's
think
a
of other
giver.
people and then you'll do something and you don't expect anything back, and that's, to me, that's like, yeah, very indicative of your character, and I like that.
Say another one.
Alright.
Okay. We can move on.
That was really cute.
Sam, you gonna do one or we're skipping?
I don't know Jenny enough.
All right.
I would love that, but I love hearing how everyone.
So we're just gonna go green.
Yeah, can we
flags,
just like
no red
compliment each
flags.
other? I feel like that's
Yeah,
really
that
nice.
was really wholesome. I love
Flags, bro.
Yeah,
Like, can we
okay.
just
I'm
compliment each
down for
other?
that, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
All
it's
right,
really
we'll
sweet.
do green flags. Who wants to volunteer next? I'll just go around. Julian, you're next. Okay. Right. Who's shooting?
It's really
Pick
hard. I
girlfriend,
feel
yeah.
really hard.
I could go first. Yeah. I want to say that you're really supportive. I find that when I want to do something, you're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. I think you also have the same energy as I do. Like if you want to go overseas, you're like, yeah, let's go overseas. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Whatever you want to do. Yeah. That's how I really appreciate that.
Nice.
Thanks,
A green flag is you're very sociable and you're very, sociable and welcoming, because from my Lunar New Year party, my work friends were like, oh, Julian came to us, he talked to us, he tried to socialize us and so forth. Like he made us feel welcome and part of the new gang and all that. So, yeah, I
the
appreciate
vibes
that.
are always like mad chill. Like, you know, like it's always a calm time with you. Like I don't know you that well, but every time like it's always like a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do feel like sometimes I think throughout growing up and all that, it's like you can feel like a chameleon and like fit into different social situations. And I guess I enjoy it. Like, yeah, I don't know. I enjoy having fun with different people and matching the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Sam, gotta shoot out a green flag
No,
eventually.
I do. No,
Not in the dark here.
I think when I first met them both, like at your Lunar New Year party, like I think they were both really very welcoming, and like I had a lot of like great conversations with them from the get go. Obviously, it helped that we were like positioned in the middle as well, where we were like all sitting together. But yeah, like everyone was really lovely, especially both of them. So yeah,
Very nice, very nice.
yeah.
wait, what?
Oh,
Already
you
gave
said
up.
it. Oh,
Already
you
gave
said
up,
it.
yeah.
All right, Vu's
Yeah.
turn to be spoken about. All right. So Sam, you've known him the longest, so
I have.
So
I
you go
have
first.
it. I know.
I'm
The
not ready for
pressure.
this.
The pressure. I'm not gonna. I feel like I'm gonna cry.
Bro, what?
No, you go. You
Yeah,
go. You
one.
go.
I think you're very perceptive of yourself. It's self-aware, I would say. Yeah. And you can tell when something needs to change or something you've done is wrong, something somebody else has done is wrong. Your sense around that is pretty good.
Oh,
I
cool.
would say.
Thanks, man. Yeah, appreciate it.
I think you're always there to listen, and your emotional intelligence is there, which I really appreciate. It's refreshing.
Thank you. That's very
what was
nice.
that emotional? What?
Intelligence.
Oh, dang, I was gonna use that.
Yeah. Yes, very much so. I think that I would apply that
Yeah,
to
I
Vu,
feel
like
like-
as a whole.
Yeah, I feel like that's your strongest point, because the amount
Yeah.
of time my friends have come into me and it's like, yeah, I got really deep in
Deep.
talking with Vu. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like, yeah, your emotional like intelligence is so high, and you make people like
F me up.
really connect with themselves and like understand themselves. It's just such a green flag.
Yeah,
Thanks,
no,
bro.
I definitely agree
Appreciate
with that. Yeah, I would say you've just been a really supportive friend over the whole time that I've known you. Especially I think post uni. I think that's where we connected a lot more, and shared a lot more about ourselves. And throughout this relationship, like I've learned a lot more about you. And yeah, I would say like your emotional intelligence is something that I really value, because you're able to, I guess, provide so much support, but also tell it to me like so truthfully and like honestly. And sometimes it might be brutal, but it's what I need to hear. And I think you're able to give me those conversations, and I'm really glad I've got you.
Same.
I'm getting ready.
All right, it is Sam's turn. Actually, now that you mentioned it, I think I got a red flags for you guys. Anyways, some of you guys.
Plotting our downfall this whole time.
I'm so confused.
It just came into my head. I'm like, okay. Anyways, green flag about Sam.
Oh gosh. I got none.
I can
Vir, your turn.
I can go
Closest
first.
comes first.
I can go first. I've known you for a very long time, and throughout that time, I have seen you put the efforts into making and forming the relationships with the people around you better, and like nurturing them. like your friends, obviously, I've seen that, but in particular with your family and your sister as well, things of which that are definitely not easy for people of our age and generation. But I see you put in the effort and the energy into that in a system that didn't have that before. And it's really commendable that you're actually working on that in a consistent way and have it go somewhere as well, which is really cool.
Damn.
And that's like that I want to do, but
Yeah.
like I see that it's possible through you, and like that's what I want to do as well. So yeah.
Thank you.
Green flag for you, you're an understanding person. Like you don't, it's nothing is ever black and white. You want to hear both sides of the stories and then
very
make
true.
a complete understanding and formulated answer.
Well, my one
you.
is I feel like we agree on a lot of things on these podcasts, and because of that, because
Full
you are
circle.
similar to me,
Yes.
I find that a green flag.
No, we definitely do align. We definitely do align. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I don't know you as well, Sam, but I would say from what I know, you're not afraid to like talk to people or like ask the questions that should be asked. And it was good that when, at the party, it's like, I don't feel too awkward talking because the person is clearly interested in talking back. So,
Yeah.
it's nice.
Appreciate it.
Nice. I guess it's back to full circle, back to me. All right, go ahead, you guys. Shoot your shot.
You sure you can
We
take
don't-
all these green flags?
Be careful. I've got some red flags waiting.
Well,
Your answer would be dependent.
I don't think I know you as well as everyone else does here, but like every time that I've met you, which is, well, even before this podcast, I'd only met you a handful of times, but you're always very welcoming and very outgoing, and you're not afraid to like help everyone or like try to help everyone out and like make everyone feel comfortable, which I think is really important, especially when, I'm not technically your friend, but someone else's friend, for example. Like, that's been really nice every time. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. Like when you organize things, it's right. Like it's done right, and I appreciate that. Like it's like you've taken off mental load, and that's really important. So I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Glad.
Yeah, I mean, your green flag is the effort that you put into your friendships, I think. Like you go and put in quite a lot of effort to organize things and even just kind of be there for people as well. Like that's pretty hard to find these days, I think. Yeah. And so just kind of putting in that energy as much as you do is definitely a good thing to say. Like,
Thank you.
Yeah, I was actually going to go off the same thing, but I think I had one more thing. I think that when you're hosting something or when you're in like a group, you are always looking out for other people. So I don't think it's the act that you're doing that's important, but it's the character that shows that you care about other people. Yeah.
No, that's very true.
Fair enough. Thank you for that. Thank you guys. All right. So my red flags for you guys.
it's time to be me.
All right.
Wow.
Okay. Again, these are just
He's
red
got
flags.
a red flag for me.
Red flags. Yeah. Red flags for you guys.
Curious.
But this is my red flags, okay? Not like for everyone. Like, obviously, this could be a yellow flag, green flag. Sam, you're a lightweight at drinking. It's lightweight. That is a red flag for me.
I am.
Sorry. Because I like,
I thought I drank a lot last time.
She did, but then she was also quite tipsy.
Yeah, okay.
the amount of drinks that were like spilled over was...
Was it? Yeah. I don't remember that.
Yeah, especially
Was
like
that bad?
when most of the people left, it's like, Sam, you spilled another one. Sam, you spilled another one.
Wow, really exposing me.
Yeah, I was letting you guys this time.
Yes, fair. I will take that. I'll take
Boo.
that.
Along the same lines, you're a tragic drunk.
What?
I
Excuse
feel like
me?
you're a tragic drunk. Oh no,
I've never cried when I'm drunk in my
not
life.
crying. It's just like down. Oh, like not emotional drunk. That's a completely different thing. And then tragic drunk, as in
Messy.
messy, so messy.
I want to know what that means. I've
That's
never seen
fair.
that.
That's not- that's
I've
not-
never seen that.
vomiting and all that, like just like dying but not dead. Like it's fine if you like.
Guess whose fault is that, bro? It's that all happens in this house.
Yeah.
Like I said, these are my red flags for you guys. Jenny, it would be the unwillingness to drink. That's fair. Everyone has their own preferences, but
Why are all these alcohol
I
centered,
know,
bro?
drinking. We should do that for like a topic though, like drinking.
Drinking.
Alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be
that's fine.
interesting. Social
Yeah.
drinking, all that.
Sobriety in general.
Yeah, that too. That too.
Yes, all right. That's my red flag, you guys. I'm too much of a
Oh, you
drinker.
don't have one.
I made it out.
Let's go. Julian, motivation for the body competition. Yes. You guys, for those who know, we had a self-health body competition. Some of you guys were piss poor, just saying. Not just Julian. Another red flag for you two on the left. Jenny was the only one that was like, did her best.
I
She
tried.
came second.
Yeah, Jenny almost won.
She
No,
came second
that's
in our
true. She did very
competition.
good.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, those are my just typical red flags for you guys. Yes. Do you agree or disagree?
Sure.
You don't have to answer.
Oh, they
Do
can't
not
change the fact.
disagree.
They physically
Do
cannot
not
change the fact.
They don't need to know that, but yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Our viewers do. Guys, better watch it. Oh, you know. All right, so that's our mini game over. Did you guys want to throw out any more red flags into the air? Just so that I don't look like a bad person. Just everyone's retro.
So I was researching and I read up this term about love bombing.
Oh, that is a yes.
Yeah.
I had never heard of that until I read that.
No? Oh,
No. So I guess to our viewers, love bombing is like when
Good, actually. That's good. You didn't experience it. That means you didn't experience it.
yes,
so good.
correct. So love bombing is like when your partner or person you're interested in like showers you with affection and attention, like at the very, very beginning. And then what happens? It like becomes
Like they become dependent and expect it, but then you don't give it to them. I think that's what I read about love bombing. You kind of just confuse them with waves of big affection and then waves of nothing.
yes, yeah. And then I think it kind of like becomes like a little bit controlling behavior as well, and that kind of goes like
Yeah,
down that
because
rabbit
they
hole.
would do something bad and then they would love bomb you
Yeah,
to make you like just
Yeah.
remind you that
Yeah.
they still love you and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So it keeps you being there.
keeps you
still.
being there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which I thought was a really interesting red flag because I'd never
Yeah.
heard of it before. But
Yeah. Actually,
Why?
with do you have anything to sorry?
no,
Yeah. Because on the book that I was reading, red flags and green flags, the guy that wrote it, he said that it's actually a manipulative technique,
Yeah.
as we were saying.
Yeah.
But apparently there are like, even though it's considered a huge red flag, there are pros and cons to it. Right?
What's the
You
pro?
guys-
yeah.
So
I'm curious too.
love bombing is all right if it's mutual.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because if you love bomb
Oh,
someone
yeah.
and they love bomb, it's just clear affection.
It's
right?
like love languages.
Yeah, that's your love language, right?
Yes, I love throwing that out.
Another green flag is that depending on the person and who's receiving it, it can make you feel safe, right? You just, depending on how your mental health is, any past trauma, it makes you feel safe, it makes you feel loved compared to any past relationship. Again, this is all very like circumstantial, right?
Yeah.
Another one, it's at least communication, because you do have those relationships where you get one-worded replies and not forth. It's some communication that they have interest in you in somewhat, and if they care. Yeah? Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess if it's too much for you, you can just be like, hey, like, calm down a
Mm.
little bit and, like, just temper their intensity a little, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The red flags about it, is one is saying I love you on the second date.
Yep.
Love bombing on the second date is obviously a huge one. It's like,
Is that a thing?
yeah.
Wow.
I know people that
Wow.
like go hard out and just
Wow.
like
That's so weird, man.
devote their emotional love. You guys know of it? Heard of it?
Not really, not.
Heard of love bombing?
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
second date, especially on the like.
We're not saying
No,
I
no,
love
no,
you
the
on the
I
second
love
day.
you on the second
Yeah,
day.
even
Yeah.
though I love you on
Yeah.
the second date, because again, saying I love you sometimes, not saying from past experience, but sometimes it is a way that holds you, how do I say it? Gets you stuck. Like, what do you do? If someone says I love you, what do you do, right?
Yeah, you gotta kind of say it back.
Thank you.
Like, I recently...
Is that what happened? Is that what happened the first time?
Who said it first? But yeah.
But like that's kind of concerning if that person's saying I love you like so early on,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Like
a side of entrapment as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like...
Yeah,
Well-
it goes back to that thing where you're talking about like you got to make yourself whole first, and then love yourself, and then
yeah,
that's when you should be putting yourself out for somebody else.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
The issue with some love bombing techniques is backhanded comments. So when you
Oh,
say
yeah.
you're smarter than you look, it's a compliment, but it actually destroys someone's self-image.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
like, oh, I didn't think you can dress that way, or something like that. It's very backhanded comment. It is love bombing because you're saying compliments about them, but you realize that's a bit toxic,
Yeah.
right?
It is toxic. Yeah.
Love bombing. Oh, this is kind of a weird way of saying a love bombing, but it's when they say, all my exes are crazy.
Oh, I read
yeah.
that. Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
So if all
They're
the
like
exes,
blaming it on the exes and
Yeah.
not like
all my exes are
Yeah.
crazy, and
Yeah.
it's a, how to say, it's like a reverse loving bombing because you're complimenting yourself to someone else. But as well as if everyone is crazy, then that means no one's crazy and you're the crazy one.
Yeah, there's a common denominator
But
here.
Yeah.
does that? How
Yeah.
does that tie into the love
Oh,
bombing?
actually, yeah.
I'll come back to it later, but it's one of the subcategories of love bombing
Ah,
because it's about promoting yourself and showing that you deserve. How do I say
yeah.
it? It's like
I think it
your
just
fault.
goes
It's-
on
yeah.
topic about manipulation.
Yeah,
Manipulation.
more or less.
Yeah.
And one of the psychology parts of love bombing is a savior complex. So this is more to yourself if you're being love bombed, because, like I said, with the backhanded comments, like they say that I was like, oh, with what you said, Vu, how you says like, oh, you do something wrong and then you love bomb someone to fix it better, and then if that person that's receiving it, it's like, oh, I can fix that person, and so forth. This is like, yeah, does that make sense? It's a red flag for the person that's receiving the love bombing. If they're willing to accept all that negativity and then it gets fixed by the love bombing,
Yeah.
that's a red flag. Sorry, I forgot that these red flags also apply to the person receiving it as well.
It's sort of like a you're too gullible sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you hear those stories about the girl having a crush on the bad guy and the bad guy's like, sorry, what do you call it? Physical abuse.
Yeah.
Like hoping that that person will change after physical abuse. But it's not truthful.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah,
sense?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That does make sense.
Yeah, that's just one of the parts of love bombing, you guys.
Yeah.
But yes. Since we're on the topic of the book, you guys all right with staying on the book?
Yeah.
So there are many topics I think you guys should read. It's actually by a guy named Dr. Ali Fenwick. He's an expert in behavioral science, and to be more precise, he's a professor of organizational behavior innovation. So he does a lot of lectures, workshops, and training around the world that helps build relationships and how do I say it? Strengthening human relationships between people, right? That's what all the green flags and red flags are about, because he says that when you think about it, red flag is when we decide on something, reflect on it, and we know it's bad. Green flag is we know it's good for us, we have accepted it, and we relate it to ourselves because it's something that we want, something we also like about ourselves, and so forth. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Honestly, it's a good read. You should try it out. I was reading it. I'm like, holy snap. I've noticed this in my life so many times. I'm like, I noticed about my friends' lives and whatnot. And I literally messaged my friends like, this is what they did to you. Stop being friends with them. Yeah. And they're like, oh my God, yes. Anyways, so the two chapters I read about was dating and being in a relationship. Love bombing is usually in the dating phase. So I'll let you guys pick which one of the relationship phase that we should talk about.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Actually, we might stay on dating because it's actually more juicier. So, sorry. So we've got the major red flag of choosing to stay single, someone in a situationship.
Even the whole concept of a situationship is like, is that something that just only occurred like this year?
Just friends with benefits.
Yes.
No, I don't.
That's a situationship, though.
Well, that is an example of a situationship, but I think there's a lot of other examples. What I cannot think of right now, but like the way that they defined a situationship is like pretty much something like a relationship that you can't define.
Yeah, that also works as a situationship because
Just
you
as an
don't know.
umbrella term.
Correct. So friends with benefit is one example.
But yeah, I'll go for the rest. Online dating, the uses of online dating, green flags, red flags. Love bombing is what we did. Dating someone younger or older. And the red flag, green flag, when there is no emotion involved. Or when there's no emotion when dating. Which topic do you guys want to go into? There's, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 topics. Which one do you guys want to go to? Obviously, we can't go through all of them, but let's go through one of them. Julian, if you want, you can pick because you are our guest today.
Okay. Could you read back the 5?
So people that choose to stay single, people in a situationship, people that you meet through online dating, people that date younger or older than them by a considerable degree, and people that when they feel no emotion when dating.
Okay. Situationship?
Situationship.
Okay.
All right. So, the red flags and green flags. Do you guys think you can name any of those possible red flags and green flags when it comes to situationship?
Like commitment issues being a red flag.
Actually, that is one. When they avoid to talk about serious topics and
It's like a game. Like, are we
being serious. Ding ding. There are 4 red and 4 green. 1 point to view.
Okay.
Green flags.
There are green flags
For a situationship.
for a situationship. So, to explain to the audience, situationship is like, as you guys said, when you're in a friends and benefits situation. What was the other one?
Or just a situation where you're able to define the relationship.
You aren't able to define the relationship.
Yeah.
Could be for many reasons, such as, I don't know.
Yeah, just don't want to label
Is it
Such as someone going through a fresh breakup.
okay? Is the lack of commitment not a green flag for some people too, though? Like in the sense of like they want that.
Yes, but because of that, there are also green flags to that.
You mean red flags?
And green flags.
Oh,
There's like
okay.
pros and cons to it.
Okay.
I mean, it's fine if you have a like clear line of communication, right? Like you just kind of tell each other what you want, right?
Yeah, that's actually one of the green flags. Another point to view.
Yeah, I was going to say that was my green flag.
So yeah, so if you're in a situationship or if they're in a situationship, as long as there's clear communication and you guys know where you're both at in the situationship, then there's no technical problem, right?
Well, that's not a situationship then.
No, it's still a situation. You're not in a relationship.
That's true.
I
Like
guess
you've
if
just defined your situation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
if you
like-
communicate and you're not on the same page.
Yeah.
You're still in
Yeah.
the situationship. but
Yeah.
you
Yes.
communicate.
Exactly. But if you have an understanding, then
Okay, I
that's
get that
completely fine,
now.
right? That red becomes a green or a beige. Jenny,
Yeah.
have any guesses?
Oh, can you not put me on the spot?
Or Julian?
I feel that too.
Come on, we've got 0002.
Red flag.
I think in a situationship, the manipulation part where somebody has more control over it than the other person, and it's very evident to the person in more control that they have somebody else on a string.
That's a point to you. When someone in the situationship avoids serious topics and starts gaslighting someone and uses it over the other person. 1 point to Julian. 2, 1, 0, 0. But yeah, that is a red flag of the situationship. Come on, girls, you gotta rally. Let's go.
Honestly, can't even think.
What if it's just
Pick up the microphone.
What if it's just something that they both want? Isn't that a green flag?
Isn't that what you said?
Oh,
Yeah, communication.
Communication. Yeah.
Wait, has anyone here been in a situationship?
Yeah, I think that's a juicy question too.
Yeah.
I'm assuming because you got the most right you have. Sorry, but I was going to call that.
Don't be rude.
Wow.
I think I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say I have, yeah.
So,
Same.
Did we? Have you?
I don't think so.
Okay. For those that have, like, did you enjoy them? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I did.
But it was like of a time, right?
Oh, wait.
It was
We're
just,
Then
including
would you
friends and
consider-
benefits as a situationship.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
Your
Like a-
definition earlier was friends with benefits.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I
Your
just,
definition
I just had
was-
to recheck with myself. And I guess,
I
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
consider a friends
Yeah.
with benefits a situationship.
Because you defined
Friends,
it.
though.
Yeah, because you would define that you're more than friends,
Okay.
but not in a relationship. So like I wouldn't consider that a situation.
So the situationship is more just defined by the level of confusion that you have.
Correct.
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 I feel like
Correct.
I didn't even have a conversation of defining what we were.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And you were okay with that?
Yeah,
Wait,
'cause
you
it was a rebound. No.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
So,
I was putting just at her.
just clearing it up. So, fun buddies. Fun buddies,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
We know what word I'm saying.
I'm friends with benefits, yeah.
Yeah.
Not even fun, but like, it's not, I wouldn't even say consider friends. It's just fun buddy.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean? It's just
Strangers with benefits?
regulars.
As associates with
Yeah.
with
yeah.
benefits.
Is that still a situation? Shit?
Again, I don't think that's a situationship in my definition.
Yeah, it's the level of confusion.
Yeah.
You have to be confused.
Yeah.
So stay-
Like,
Alright,
what is
fair
this? Yeah.
If you both know it's that, then
If
it's
you
fine.
both know what it is, then you call it what it is.
All right. All right. So I'm assuming you guys are going to give up, not guess anymore.
Oh,
Oh,
we're still on
so-
that?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I'm good.
Okay. So a situationship, a big red flag when it comes to it is when, let's say, the person that you're seeing is seeing multiple people and that person ranks you.
No.
Whoa.
That's very specific.
Yeah, that is very
Yeah.
specific.
Yeah, that was the actual quote. It's like,
They
hey,
rank you.
you're number 3 out of 5.
That's toxic.
You're moving
That's
up.
so toxic.
Oh, shit.
Get out of that
Yeah, no,
situation.
bro.
It's a situationship.
Bitch, I'm number 1. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
no.
Well, apparently it's a common thing.
Ew.
This
It's
book
not
was made
okay.
this year.
It's not okay.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's a
gosh.
common thing.
The
A
audacity.
red flag when a
Right.
situationship causes mental stress.
Oh yes, of course.
Well,
Yeah.
given,
Of course.
yeah,
That is a
obviously,
given.
if it's all right with that person and not okay with you, obviously, it's a big red flag, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like one directional. You all know. Green flag is when you're testing the waters, experiences, and connections. Does that make sense? So let's say I think the example was both are recently out of a breakup. You do enjoy that person, but you both want to experience other things. You don't want to commit full time, and I guess goes along with like communication and so forth, right? You want to meet new people, don't want to commit anything, and so forth. Green flag, communication level, as long as you're on the same level, that's completely fine. Another one is you want to discover your likes and dislikes. So I'm assuming like,
Yeah.
you know, fun
Exploration.
time,
Explanation is very important. Yeah.
yeah, and all that. You just got to figure out what you want in life before, you know, committing and so forth, right? Like, yeah.
Try before you buy.
Yeah, exactly. And then the last one that they wrote, or last point that they wrote is time for healing. So if you're not ready to be in a relationship, then a situationship might be
definitely.
great, right? You gotta heal and recover. As Julian said, you gotta love yourself before you love others. So if you need time to process
yes,
that,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, that's just. Do you guys agree with that? Any arguments?
Yeah.
Sometimes just horny, you know?
I feel like you want to say something more.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
How like authentic is this article?
Yeah.
It's a whole
It's
book.
just all coming out of like subjective and whatever
Yeah.
this person thinks.
So
Yeah.
the guy that wrote this, he did say that again, green flags and red flags are very subjective.
Yeah.
Like the rose tinted glasses, we all see it differently.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is just his understanding and the psychology behind it. Yep. Like it does go more into technical, like psychological stuff, like the methods of manipulation, triangulation, where you blame if someone you're at fault, but you blame it on someone else, and then you bring a third party to blame the other person.
Oh wow.
That's
It's like
a toxic thing.
gaslighting, but like adding an extra.
Yeah, so
person.
let's say if Jenny was mad at
No.
me, and then I'll be like, I'll deny it, and then it's like, what are you talking about? You know, Veer was so right about you. And all that. If he will agree with me, that's
Ooh.
triangulation.
Yeah.
That's a manipulative technique,
Yeah.
and so forth. But yeah, it goes something like that.
Yeah, Jenny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so if you guys ever have a read, it's, like I said, it was Green Flags and Red Flags by Dr. Ali Fenwick, published by Penguin Books. But anyways,
No way. But
Not sponsored, by the way.
not sponsored.
Yeah.
Yes, we
don't think
need
that's your
sponsors, you
sponsorship.
guys. Real bad. All right. On to the next topic. What was it? Out of curiosity, when it comes to friends, do you tell them if they have red flags or green flags when they're dating?
Oh, when they're dating.
When they're dating or when they started dating someone?
Like,
What could the red flags be? Like spending too much time with them?
Yeah, it's perfect. Or when they're like full love bombing the other person already.
How would the friend know that they're love bombing?
they're probably sharing
would
that
tell you.
information. Like if that person was sharing that information
Yeah.
with you.
Okay.
So like another one is they
Oh, yeah.
tell you they're in a situationship. Would you tell them? Like,
I probably wouldn't phrase it as like, oh, that's a red flag, but I'd probably just express my concerns if I had any.
give us an example. Say that I'm in a toxic situationship.
Yeah, and you're I'm assuming that you're probably telling me about that relationship, right? So then I'd probably be like this is something that I wouldn't consider to be normal, for example, or like, are you comfortable with how the relationship is going? Like, I'd probably like start asking you questions to see where your mind is at and whether you've thought this through a little bit more. And then I'd probably express my concerns on like let's say you're not comfortable with something, then I'd be like, oh, maybe you should communicate that with your partner or person you're in a situationship with. Like have those kind of conversations. So it's not like, oh, like straight in your face that like you're doing something wrong or this is not right. Like I'd probably work it the other way where I get an understanding of how you think the situation is and whether you think this is right or if this is comfortable, my hand gestures. And then I'd go from there and probably give my opinion.
All right. I give it a mid strength. That's mid.
yeah, I'm mean about it.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
I'm a bitch about it. I think maybe you've experienced this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
But
you have.
Yeah. yeah.
You've raised your concerns a little bit more like in your face and I was like confronted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like sometimes people just kind of like I am gentle first, but I think sometimes people just kind of need to hear it. Like,
Yeah.
and especially when it comes to red flags that they haven't seen in like my friends haven't seen in like the person that they're dating, and as their friend, I am caring about my friend's well-being, and so if I see things that like don't sit right with me, I think I'm very vocal about those things. Probably to a degree that's, not as tender as I can be, but sometimes you just need a little kick in the butt to sort
Yeah.
of realize those are things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Everyone has different ways. Yeah.
Yeah, Julian, Jenny.
I feel like for my friends and what our relationship dynamics is, it's like more hands off. Like we will support, I will support, and my friends will support the person in the relationship, the side that we know. And if everything looks like it's going good, then it's going good. So it's sort of like hands off a bit. And I think there is sort of like, I don't know, not a stigma, but like there's just maybe like an unwritten agreement that is like, like nobody seems to want to meddle too much. Yeah,
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
but we'll help and support where we need.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm the type of friend to be like, I trust your choices.
Your judgment.
Yeah. So if you plan on getting hurt in this relationship, then the onus is really on you, but I will be there to support you when that happens. Or like, I'll be there to support you when the downfall of this toxic relationship happens.
What if they don't know that they're going to get hurt?
Or if
Yeah.
they don't know
obviously
they're in a
I'll provide
toxic
my feedback.
relationship.
I'll provide my feedback on what I think
Post.
they're in. No, like when they're coming to me for advice.
okay.
I will provide my feedback for them, but I'm not going to be like, yo, you need to break up with this guy. I'm not going to give them a demand.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the same with me. Yeah. Like it's ultimately up to them to make that decision, but I'm just giving my like 2 cents about the situation, and you know, I'm being there to listen to whatever the situation is, and just providing feedback.
I think to be honest, as hearing you guys talk about this, I think I have a blind spot when it comes to friends and red flags. Besides the ones I mentioned about you guys, but again, that's completely different. But when it comes to like you guys in relationships, then I'm like, I'll be supportive as I can be. Like Julian said, I guess. It's just like, yeah, you can do this. You got this. Like, no, you can work on this and all that. It's like, I don't think I'll be able to tell you. I'm like, no, you got to break it off. Kind of thing. Unless maybe if
So is it blind support?
blind support, yeah.
Huh.
Which I
Did
guess
you
is
say
bad,
blind?
but
Sorry, did you say blind spot or blind support?
No,
a blind spot,
Okay,
but
but-
it'll be just like constant blind support, like as in like you just it works both ways. As in like you just blindly support them, not knowing if it's a red flag or a green flag. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That is
I'm
not
like,
my
yeah,
approach, but that's fine. Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's kind of like ours. Kind of.
But
Yeah.
I will say if
Yeah.
if I have a bad feeling,
Yeah. Yeah.
but ultimately it's up
Yeah,
to them.
correct.
Because they're my friend and I trust their
Yeah.
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 I think I come from a particularly bad experience. So even if I trust their judgment, it doesn't mean that they can't be tricked, I guess. And so that's why I'm a little bit more vocal when it comes to
Yeah.
my concerns. You know,
Okay.
so-
Damn. All right. Interesting. All right. Let me see. What was the last topic I had? Last topic was about about beige flags, yellow flags. All right. So
What are these beige or
as I think, did we define it earlier?
I don't know, something you can just tolerate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are there any
Okay.
things that in your past relationships or past dating experience that you can just tolerate?
that were red flags with this person?
Or just like you'd be like, but I'm like, I can deal with it.
Taking really long to do makeup, which is not you. Actually, not you. But yeah.
On that note, maybe yes, I've accumulated because I started to realize that I also am late, but people are being late. I'm like, yeah,
Oh, I hate
yeah, I'm either late or early. I'm one of the two, but like, I can deal with it. Maybe, yeah. Sometimes I can be a bit disgruntled, but I'm like, yeah, I'm like, all right, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah, being a passenger princess, I think, is my
So your yellow flag, your beige flag?
yeah. Like I can deal with it now. Like it's fine. Like it just with you, I'm a little bit more tolerant than that. With that, yeah.
Fair enough.
Interesting.
Damn.
I honestly can't think of anything like beige. Probably napping.
Napping is a bad thing? Oh, God.
I used to never be a napper, like never. But over the years, I've added in a nap or two. Yeah.
So then, like, you'd think if another person naps, you're like, oh, I can't deal. I mean, I can tolerate if another person naps.
It was just something that I just never did. So then when
You're
we
like, why
did
are you
it, I
napping?
was like, why am I napping? Like, no, I don't know. Like, let's say I'm like at their place and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just napping. I'm like, I don't know, I could be doing something.
Dang, I feel bad.
Damn,
I napped
alright, bro.
so much.
I don't know, but
know,
like
you
now
guys?
I've come to terms with it.
Alright.
Like I'm okay with it. But before I was like yeah. You know me. I'm always just on the go.
Yes.
So it's just napping was never a thing.
So you viewed napping as a bad thing
No, I don't see it as a bad thing.
in the past.
In the past, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Now I
Yeah,
do it
yeah.
here and there. So
Interesting. All right. So honestly, we hit a pretty good time.
Hmm.
So let's go with concluding question, you guys. Oh, we've kind of did this already, but let's do it again. What is one red flag you must warn your listeners, our listeners, and why? Directing at the camera, you guys. Oh, the
Probably
microphone.
controlling behavior, like where the guy or girl like tells them who they can't hang out with, for example.
Yeah.
That's just because obviously that person is in a space where they're not confident, I think, in themselves. So they're putting that out onto you and making you decide on who you can't be friends with. I think that's one thing that I don't accept.
The red flag to the audience. What do they need to look out for?
People who talk trash on their friends, because that doesn't make sense. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're choosing your friends, then it makes sense that you would like talk them up and like just sing their praises.
Yeah.
But if you just kind of sit around and talk trash about your own friends, then I feel like that's kind of indicative of them being able to talk shit about anyone in their life.
Yeah.
So that includes you as well. If
That
you're
would
dating
make
them.
you question like why they're friends with them.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It's just
Why are you friends with them if like you feel so negatively
Yeah.
about them?
correct.
For me, don't have flaky people in your life, you guys. You only have a certain amount of time in your life. Just move on. Get someone
true.
that wants your time, deserve your time. Okay.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, that's my point. Did I take yours?
I think it's like find someone that's happy to introduce you to their life and their family, friends, and circle. I think that's really important. Not like I talking from experience.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
My ex was like very not willing to introduce me to any of his friends. So then I think that I didn't realize it at the time. I was like, yeah, whatever. If you don't want to introduce me to your friends, fine. I'm happy for it to be just us. But then it turned out to be a bigger issue. But yeah.
Yep.
No, that is a red flag. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I guess mine is if you can feel somebody's like putting up a facade or somebody's not willing to be vulnerable to you if you've been vulnerable to them, it just shows like you don't know what's on the other side. Why are you not reciprocating?
Nice. All right, solid points, everyone. So that's for you guys to know. Watch out for. Thanks for listening today on Casual Corner Chats. Bye.
See you.